Right off the bat, you can see we've got a lot of slabs. What's up, guys? It's Kevin again here at Kevlasia Poke Center, and just another update for you. I'm about 4 or 5 months in now to my journey as a seller of Pokemon cards, and the classic debate that I've seen come up is eBay versus TCGplayer, and which platform is best for each person. Today's video, I am going to highlight a little bit of my selling on eBay, and primarily because I had to sell some slabs on there and they were a part of my last collection. I'm going to do a little highlight reel of not only picking up my last collection, but it was somebody I went to high school with. So there was a evaluation process and kind of created a whole spreadsheet and gave the person a valuation and then made my offer based on that. I have a friend from high school who hit me up, saw one of my videos, and asked me if I might be able to help him sell his collection. We are going to begin the process to evaluate. So one thing we're gonna have to figure out is, are we trying to sell these on TCGplayer or just sell them as they are with the slabs and maybe go for eBay? There's the Zardy, that's nice. Decent amount of Japanese here. I really like this artwork. And then we're gonna figure out where we're gonna go for our pricing. You see, most of these are CGC certified, guarantee company, which is traditionally for, as I understand, comic book grading. More Japanese, Dragonite, Ampharos, Arcanine, Goldango, Pikachu. We also have some stuff that's not a slab. We got a Gengar, a 06 Haunter, a little Squirtle, a Gengar, which I've already sold one of these, a Mewtwo EX. So decent stuff in here. All right. So now next thing I'm starting to do is separate everything into piles. I got my slabs here, bulk here. Now I'm going to start separating American, Japanese, bulk, slabs, and we're going to continue to separate these cards. English, Japanese, I believe Korean, bulk, and then our slabs. So we got organized. Now we're ready to start looking at prices. So I'm taking each of these so far in top loaders. I got them in alphabetical order. I'm going in here and I'm plugging in TCG market price. It's going to be easier for all of these in top loaders that are not slabs. And I'll continue this list and eventually get what I need to make the offer. All right, so as we're new to slabs, and especially these are mostly CGC slabs, we're gonna have to figure out price points so we can make our offer. And I'm gonna just guide you through how I'm gonna start looking. We're gonna go in here, use price charting, maybe a few others, see how we start figuring out some prices. And this is going to be our example, the Pidgeot EX, Japanese from Shiny Treasure. All right, so we're in here, and the first resource I'm going to use for graded slabs, especially Japanese stuff, I'm going to use price charting. And what they do is they filter data from eBay sales primarily. So I go in here and I'm looking at the Pidgeot EX. Now, it will give you a pretty good idea based on grades and then what a market price would be. One thing I'm looking at, though, it's ungraded, obviously one sale per day, but then you start to get into some of these grades. See, one sale per year, two sales per... So there's maybe not as much data there. Now, I can also use this other resource, 130 point. And this is going to give me items for sale that is current. So there's right now a $15 10 graded 10 of the same card by CGC. So that's maybe giving me a better collective idea. So I do have an update while I was looking on this one, and I think I'm going to re-approach my strategy. All right, so my default method was price charting, and I have got this Butterfree FB here and from Supreme Victors, and you know the information is just not quite as clear on price charting. I'm starting to not love it. Like it says $2.99 PSA 10, right? One sale per year. So I can see some data on eBay and not like great information on sales, but that's why I think I'm gonna just change my approach to straight the last eBay sales. So I've actually just searched eBay sales last sales for this card, and I've got $54.99. This one, I don't know if it sold on eBay. 38, and this is the Gem Mint 10 that I have, or that I'm gonna potentially buy. 50, right? 40, 44.99. So I'm probably gonna take like the last 5 sales and do my best to average those, and that's probably going to be my new approach with just pricing out, valuating the slabs. All right, so guys, I'm going to come in here. I have now valuated every last card in the box that he gave me, and I put it in a spreadsheet here using Excel. Now, this is not going to be the same for every pickup, but he's somebody I know, and you know, I was going to do the due diligence here to make an offer, especially with slabs, which is a little bit foreign to me. But I went through, and most of the slabs I evaluated based on last 5 eBay sales. Sometimes if it was a little bit easier, pricecharting.com gave me a better idea. But these are all the slabs, a lot of Japanese slabs as well. So I got valuations there. These are all raw cards in top loaders. We got the Dialga GX leading the charge, and the Legend Maker Haunter, and the Snorlax Paldean Fates as well. And then we have a few non-top loaders, lower value, and then we got our bulk. Now, I'm just going to do an offer of bulk at 1 cent common, uncommon, 2 cent hollows, 3 cent reverse hollow, 5 cents EX, VMAX, etc. And so value came to $12.36, and the offer, as you can see, is at the $865.23, exactly 70%. I'm going to put together probably something more formalized and play around with that and show you that. And then we're going to see if it would work for him, and we'll go from there next week. It was a little tedious going through to evaluate, especially the slabs, and figuring out how do I source this and that. Well, guys, we did it. We negotiated for the collection. Plenty of slabs, which is going to be interesting on how we get that done, but I've already grouped in a bunch of the hit singles and reverse hollows, all that. So now we get to list. These are pictures I took. This is the Charizard XY Evolutions, PSA 7. So that one I'm kind of upselling a little bit. And that is also pretty easy. The only thing that's different is you just fill out the grading company, and then you can put the actual certification number for the grade. So that helps. But yeah, pretty basic on how to list with eBay. 2 have sold, which are the Pikachu and the Rayquaza. This one, I had it for 15. They gave me an offer of 13. I was like, all right, cool. All right, and I go back to my prices here on how I priced everything out with the slabs. So the Rayquaza, I settled for 13, but the market price I had listed was 12, basically 12. Now I'm gonna net less than that, but whatever. So we can live with that. And then the Pikachu I sold for 50. I'm paying shipping though, so it's kind of like 45, and then the market price was 40. I'm gonna net I'm gonna actually net close to what I had for the market price and how I came up with the offer. So that's not bad for the first couple. We'll see where the rest go, but yeah. All right, so the next thing is we've got an eBay slab order. Okay, so this one sold. This is a CGC 8.5 of a Black Star promo Pikachu from Sun and Moon. That's a beautiful looking card. Obviously the slabs is where it just authenticates it, and then it keeps it in this nice sealed. I mean, I could probably send it just like this. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in a bag I had kind of laying around, just to give it like a nice little protection there. And then I am going to go ahead and add my little touches on the outside of this bag. So I'm gonna hit them with the thank you. Just gonna go here. So I'll hit them with the Pikachu right here. Just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of random where I put it, but whatever. And then I got this box. This is like 4x6x2. And this is actually, my wife uses these for her business. So I'm gonna, oh, kind of just, that sticker got a little messed up. So I'm gonna just nicely kind of protect it in here, or package it in there. Then I'm gonna just put it in. So that slab is nice and protected. It's in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my packing slip, but I just do this with like a couple folds. Put that right on top. Bam. That's gonna get plugged in there. So you can see how now I do my eBay order for a slab. That just needs the label, which I'm gonna print next and slap on there to be ready. And why do I sell the slabs on eBay? Well, TCGplayer, which is my primary platform, slabs are not separated as their own category to sell on that platform. It's primarily designed to sell raw cards. So you'd have to basically take pictures and put in a bunch of notes how it's a slab for any particular card. And I just don't think there's as much traction built for those kind of scenarios on that platform. Now, what's interesting is right now my sales have definitely slowed on TCGplayer, even with about 6,000 in inventory. I don't have as many hits. I have a lot of bulk now listed on TCGplayer, but my sales have definitely slowed down. And who knows? Look, I am open to feedback with eBay. I kind of like the way the sales process goes, and then I like having the shipping all sorted by eBay. I know that there's sometimes maybe it's harder to sell cards fast from what I've gathered on eBay in comparison to TCGplayer, and it also takes more time to list, a lot more time, because there are photos required. And for each card, and if you're starting to sell a bunch of cards that are less than $5 and having to do a picture for each one. Now, I want to say, and I'm open to suggestions, I want to say there are now apps and things like that, even that make it possible to sell on eBay and make it a more streamlined process for listing. So I'd be curious and interested in that. I'm almost in a place where I may even want to give it a shot to do more sales on eBay. But we'll see how the rest of these slabs go. I've sold about 5. I've got like 20, 30 more to go. and we'll see where that goes. But what are your guys' thoughts? eBay versus TCG Player. I'm just another guy here on YouTube funneling more conversation about the two platforms. I've gravitated and loved TCG Player. It's been my bread and butter thus far for 4 or 5 months, but eBay is kind of intriguing. And I think that some people may agree with me that you can even turn around a greater profit margin through selling on eBay versus TCG Player. eBay, there's also the element of buy it now, submit an offer, run an auction. So there's a few different functions on that platform that TCG Player does not have. And they have their built-in shipping, and it's kind of like, am I rethinking some things? Possibly. But what are your guys' thoughts? In the meantime, check out just a few highlights of what I've been up to with my latest collection pickup, selling a couple slabs on eBay, and then a comparison of shipping. All right. Thank you guys. I'll see you.